Hey, I wanted to add a little bit more to the video that I titled "It's Not You, It's Him, It's Not Her, It's You," talking about how sometimes uh, women are blaming themselves or thinking that they're the problem when they, start discovering odors and itches and discharges and things like that. We traditionally get called unclean or dirty as women because we don't understand that a lot of that comes from the men who are laying with us, because even though he might be the only man you're laying with, you're not the only woman he's laying with, and he's bringing the bacteria from other women and inserting it into you, and it's throwing off your pH balance, and that's where you're getting UTIs, bacterial infections. Sometimes you can have chronic yeast infections, you can have chronic UTIs because you continue to go to the doctor and get treated, but you keep laying with the same person who's laying with other people and bringing all of those other women's bacteria that's been mixed with his semen and his bacteria, all those body fluids that he's mixing himself with, he continues to reinsert into you. So you are someone who's trying to figure out why you have chronic yeast infections, why you keep getting UTIs, why, and be clear, UTIs don't just come from that, but that is one of the things that will cause a UTI, okay? It's not the only thing that causes UTI, because you can be having no sex at all and develop a UTI. You can be having no sex at all and get a yeast infection if you have to take some type of antibiotics, because antibiotics can throw off your pH balance also. And so that's why a lot of times if you have some type of ear infection or some type of an infection that you may need to take an antibiotic for, you may also have to go right at the same time and get something to treat a yeast infection. Why am I sharing this? Because it falls under the umbrella of a lot of times women who don't know are getting blamed and have things said about them that are not true. And these things are being said by men, and they're also being said by other women who don't know any better either. Because it's it's becoming something that, you start to see commercials about it on social media. Ugh, and she put her hand down there. That I didn't grow up like that. But now since it's out there, we're still dealing with women who are under the impression that I'm not clean, but you're bathing. I'm not clean, but you're washing. And you wonder where the smell come from. The first thing I'll say it again, that I said it before. When did it start? If it didn't start until you met somebody and started laying with him, he brought it to you. And it may not be gonorrhea. It may not be syphilis. It may just be a UTI, but he brought it to you. It may be BV, the bacterial vaginosis, that type of infection. He brought it to you. If you don't start experiencing that stuff until after you meet a guy and you start laying with him, he gave it to you. It's not always something that's going to kill you, but it can be something, depending on which one of those infections it is. It can cause you to have trouble getting pregnant. It can affect your ability to get pregnant if that infection, you keep getting infected over and over. And some of them don't directly cause infertility, but some of them can. That's what I'm trying to say. And some may not cause you to, miscarriage is also a part of infertility. I wrote about some of this stuff in my book, Empty Womb, because I had to learn a lot of it when I was trying to figure out why I wasn't getting pregnant when I was married. And it took me 12 years to get pregnant. And then the book is a whole testimony. But what I did was I added a chapter in the book that talked about all of the different fertility tests that I had to take. And it was about 10 of them, from the very first all the way to the last resort one, I guess, to figure out what in my body is keeping me from getting pregnant. You would have to download my ebook from my Stan Store link to get that. And it's a very educational book, and it's also an inspirational book because it's my testimony of how I went from not being able to get pregnant, and now I have 2 daughters, and now they've given me 4 grandkids, right? But so I had to learn a lot of this stuff, and I didn't necessarily have to learn it, but I learned it as I was going through what I was going through. And it's important for me to put something out here to let you guys know. Some of y'all young ladies, you young and you hard-headed, and you won't listen to nobody, and stuff like this, you didn't give anybody a chance to tell you. So you out here thinking you dirty, people talking about you, calling you nasty, calling you dirty, calling you fish, and all that kind of stuff. But you don't understand because either nobody told you, or you didn't sit your butt down long enough to listen to nobody to tell you that you came here clean. You came here clean. Women don't start having those issues until they start laying down with men. Come on. But women get called dirty. She stank. Her coochie stank. All this kind of stuff. We are fresh and clean and flowery. And we have our own scent. We have our own fragrance. But we don't have odor. I mean, you got to go days without bathing to have an odor to be a woman, because our body self-cleans. Your nana cleans itself. It's self-cleaning. That's why some people don't even believe in douching. I'm really at war with myself because I'm more modest than what I'm talking. But at the same time, I need to share this with you guys. If you are an older lady and you know this, share this, repost this video so it can get out there to some of these ladies who don't know, because you feeling bad, people making you feel bad because you do smell, but you probably got it from a guy. And if you keep getting it over and over, it's because you laying with a guy who keep giving it to you over and over. There are some infections that when you go to the doctor will give you something to take home to your partner so that he can treat, so that you get treated and your partner gets treated. And if you get treated and your partner, the guy, refuses to take the treatment that I'm telling you what I know. If you get with a guy or you get married, and you end up with something, you go to the doctor, they say, we're giving you this is what it is, and we're going to go ahead and give you something for your partner, your husband or whatever, whoever it is you're sexually active with, right? We're going to give you something for him so that he can use it, because if he doesn't get treated, even though we're treating you with this, if he doesn't treat himself, he will keep reinserting it to you every time you guys are intimate. And some guys won't take the treatment, but they still want to keep laying with you. So you will continue to get chronic yeast infections. I heard everything from iron your panties so that the heat can kill the candida. It's all kind of and all you got to do is get rid of the dude with the dirty pee. They peeing, they go pee, they don't wipe themselves, they just pee, shake once or twice, put it back in their pants and go about their business, and then next thing you know, here they come crawling up on you. It's not clean. It's not clean. Some of them don't clean under their foreskin. But here they come on top of you. You're going to keep getting infections. And it's just a passion of mine to say things to help ladies understand it's not always you. And some of y'all don't know. And some of us that know, we didn't learn it until way into adulthood. Because not everybody talks about it. Yeah, you seeing stuff on the internet now, but it's not the whole story. They tell you to buy some pills that'll balance your pH, but if you're dealing with a Negro that's laying with 2, 3, 4 other women, them pills ain't gonna help you, because he's still bringing the other women and putting them up in your nana. And you want to be able to have children. You don't want to be embarrassed every time you get up or sit down. He doing that to you. And watch what happens. You're gonna break up with him. And if you break up with him, you stop laying with him, and you spend a little time by yourself, that smell's going to go away. What you smell down there, when he leaves, and if you don't hurry up and start laying with somebody else, when he leaves, the odor's going to leave. And it's going to be proof he was the one who wasn't clean. Stop letting people make you think you dirty. I'm telling you, you ain't. You laying with somebody who's dirty. So take care of that, okay?